A lot of adults with ADHD don't realize that it's not that they're bad at relationships, that they're in relationships where their neurobiology was being used against them. And that is what happens when you're in a relationship with a narcissist. ADHD doesn't necessarily attract narcissists, but narcissist tactics work extremely well on ADHD brains, and I want to help break down why. One of the first things is rejection sensitivity. So ADHD often comes with intense rejection sensitivity. That means criticism doesn't just sting, it feels catastrophic to many of us. And narcissistic partners weaponize things like withdrawal, silent treatment, and subtle disapproval, which really activates that rejection. The second thing is an emotional intensity. ADHD isn't a lack of emotion regulation, it's that it's fast emotion regulation. We experience things deeply, intensely, and quickly, and aren't always in front of how quick that can be. And so when someone stays cold in an argument or discussion while you're completely escalated, it creates a power imbalance. You're already losing without even realizing that that's what's happening. The third thing is dopamine and intermittent reinforcement. ADHD brains are dopamine seeking. Love bombing followed by withdrawal creates this biochemical attachment cycle. And we love that is like this huge dopamine reward. You're getting all this love bombing and it feels so good. And then they pull back and you're like, whoa, wait a minute. And now we're scrambling to try and chase to find how to get more. And that's not a weakness by any means. That's just neuroscience at the end of the day. And because of this, there are a lot of red flags that ADHD adults often miss early on. So red flag number one, fast intimacy, that idea that we attach quickly. The ADHD brain moves quickly. We have big feelings. There are big promises. There's big future talk when it comes to the love bombing of the narcissist. And our ADHD brains love that intensity, and we're so wanting to connect. So it feels like this big connection early on. Flag number two, emotional apologies without change. So dramatic remorse, tears, promises, and this pattern repeats, and there's emotion without any real behavior change, and that's manipulation. So the narcissist will show dramatic remorse, right? Tears, promises, more love bombing, flowers at your doorstep, on your car, all types of things like that, right? But this is a pattern that keeps repeating, but nothing's changing. Number three, subtle ADHD invalidation, we call it. So maybe you're misremembering because of your ADHD, the narcissist might say, or you're just overwhelmed. And this plants seeds for future gaslighting. Red flag number four, inconsistent availability. They're hot, they're cold, they're warm again. That anxiety relief cycle just bonds you deeper. You get so much so quick, and then it's pulled away. And then it comes back and it's pulled away. And our dopamine-seeking brains are loving that. And it's very hard to recognize it when you're in it. And once gaslighting begins, something even more damaging happens. You stop trusting yourself. And a lot of ADHDers that I know, me personally as well, a lot of the adults I work with are often saying, I don't trust myself in a variety of things, not even when you're nothing related to relationships or relationships with narcissistic partners. There's just so much that's happened over the years. There are many choices and things we have made and messages we received that make us feel like we can't trust ourselves. So how do you rebuild trust after all of the gaslighting? So we want to externalize memory. ADHD memory and working memory can already feel very unreliable, and gaslighting attacks that directly. So make sure that you write things down, facts only, and immediately. If you have to speak it into your phone after conversations, it's an important thing to remember to do. 2, trust your body first. Gaslighting confuses your thoughts. but your body knows. And so pay attention, be aware, learn to listen to your body. Do you feel small? Is there brain fog? Are you feeling rushed? Is there a sense of relief when the person is gone? These are things you want to pay attention to and note them. Again, write them down, keep a journal, speak it into your phone. This is an investment in time in yourself. 3, replace, reframe, reframe the what's wrong with me. Instead of asking, why am I like this? Ask, what is it that I'm responding to? What's getting activated in me? What's feeling charged? 4, what we call the mirror prompt. If a best friend or family member described this type of relationship to you, what would you tell them? Now let's talk about boundaries and setting ADHD-friendly boundaries, which is really important. Rule number 1, boundaries are actions. They're not explanations. Stop over-explaining, stop apologizing over and over again, and start saying things like, if this continues, I'm leaving the conversation. You're not abandoning the person, you're giving them a heads up that you're leaving, you're not just simply walking away. You're letting them know, I don't like this, this is not working for me, and I'm walking away. Rule number 2, pre-decide the consequences. ADHD brains struggle when we're in emotional moments. We get tangled up, we trip over words, we're feeling a lot of physical sensations. So take a beat, pause, take a breath, and decide what your response is going to be before it happens and before you're getting really activated. It is okay in the middle of a conversation, and this is true of any conversation, to say, hold on, I need to take a minute and pause and let me reflect on that. Often what will happen is that if we're feeling insulted and the rejection sensitivity is becoming big, we can completely feel like we're going to now disengage and ice somebody out for like a day at times. Rule number 3, use some scripts. Keep these scripts and prompts on hand. They don't need to be new words every single time. It'll be more powerful if you can be consistent. Say things like, that doesn't work for me, or I'm not discussing this, or let's talk when it's respectful. Repetition builds nervous system confidence, and that's what we're talking about. We're trying to regulate the nervous system when the other person's power dynamic is to dysregulate the nervous system. Rule number 4, track patterns, not promises. Narcissists are infamous for stating a lot of empty promises. The narcissistic abuse survives on hope. Healthy relationships survive on consistency. And that's an important thing to remember. The love bombing, the empty promises is something that, again, our dopamine brains are wanting and seeking. And we want to be tracking for consistency, and pattern recognition is a gift and a strength of many of us with ADHD. So this is something you're very capable of doing. Remember, if someone needs you confused to be able to stay with them, that's not love, that's control. Your ADHD is not the problem. Unhealthy people are exploiting it and making you feel like that is the problem. The moment you trust your perception again is the moment that the manipulation stops working. I hope this information was valuable. If you like it, please subscribe and please put your comments in there. Share this with someone who you thinks they're too sensitive, or if you yourself, or if you have someone you care about who you think is in a very toxic relationship like this. Hopefully this can help. If nothing else, help them see that it is not them, which is so important. Our next video will be on why leaving feels neurologically harder than staying.